Welcome back to Panzer Scenario 37, delaying action at Arnage. We're up to turn 9 now, and we're still trying to advance up the road and into the town here, and try to capture this town as we progress down the road to get off the board. We've got a couple things blocking us. We've got a S-35 and an H-35 sitting right on the edge of town, blocking the town, giving us some close action here. We're going to be engaging them here, looking at the ranges here at about 300 meters, which is optimal range for both sides in terms of shooting and getting some shots. We've got more mass in terms of number of tanks here, so I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get some hits on them, or at least some smoke on them, so we can get around to the flank and knock them out that way. We've also got some concerns down here as well, because we have another H-35 down here to the south that's taking up position along this path, and it is in a good position to provide some crossfire into the road that we're advancing up, as well as unknown targets ringing the woods a little bit distant here and here to provide some more support for that. They're a little farther away. They're looking at about 700-800 meters away, so it's going to be a little bit tougher for them to get a hit, but that's certainly enough to be a danger in terms of the attack. We've also got our other S-35s here and here that are now running out of targets because actually we're moving away from them, so they can't see us, so they may get moving here as well. Also, this is the last turn. It will have a restriction on spotting ranges. This -1 will disappear after this. Turn 10 will actually start full visibility at the day, which is good and bad. It's good from the standpoint that we will now get our air support. We can use that when we need it to. It's bad because they'll be able to spot us pretty clear. But at this point, this may be a hindrance to us more than them, because we're moving, shooting, so our visibility is raised, while they are still, a number of them, in woods and cover. So getting rid of that may be a little bit more help to us as well. So, anyways, that's where we stand with everything. So let's look to get on with the turn and get things moving here. So first off, the initiative. Germans roll a 32 plus 20 makes 54, or makes 52, excuse me, and just enough to get the Germans to have initiative, and they'll fire first and move second. So with that, there's no air attack, there's no indirect fire. We're going to start very simple down here, and I'm going to zoom you in here a little bit. With this Panzer II-C, taking a shot, trying to knock off this truck. Another thing that I wanted to say too, I should have explained here too, is our situation with our losses. We've taken out an S-35 and 2 H-35s and a couple of AT guns, which is good. But we've lost a Panzer IV-D, a Panzer II-C, and our forward observer. So our losses, even though we've got more, the French has more losses, our losses are about even when it comes to actually the victory points for the units. So we're going to have to try to get ahead of the game here, and hopefully we can. So one of the reasons why I've tried to take out the truck, cheap victory points. So this Panzer II-C is going to try to take out this truck right here. So the truck's going to have a move. I mean, at this point, it's pretty obvious. He's going to try to get out of there. He's got guys bearing down on him, so he's going to have a move. So that will affect the shooting here a little bit. The targeting is 54%. Now, the Panzer II is also a fast gun, so there's a chance that we could get a couple shots here. And we do. We get a 21. And let me just show you that on the charts here real quick. They're actually at F, which is fast. It is quick, fast, and rapid. And the fast over here, our target number was 54, which is right here. We rolled a 21, which falls within this range right here, which means we get 2 shots. We got two chances to shoot at them. So we're going to get 2 attacks on them. So hopefully that's going to destroy them, but let's see. So 2 hits. So first hit is penetration is going to be 5 to 0. There's going to be no variable penetration roll, no need at this point. So we'll go straight to the damage. Rolls a 2. There's no damage. That hurts. Okay. Well, we still got another shot, so we still can potentially get him. But they're going to check for bailout. There's no bailout. So they stay with the truck. Second shot. It's an automatic, you know, we hit them already, so it's automatic penetration. The damage roll rolls a 5, so they're just damaged. Okay, well, we got them damaged, so that'll slow them down a little bit. Maybe we can try to take them out in the next turn. Okay, our next shot is going to be Panzer 202, which is this guy up here. Sorry, there he is. Right there, going to take a shot at him. So this starts our attack on the town. So he's going to take his shot, checking the command for the S-35. He's going to have a fire command, so it's a 41% chance of hitting him. Rolls a 20, that's a hit. Checking for location. There's a 5, it's a front hull. That's not going to be great. The penetration is going to be 9 to 12. Even with variable penetration, even if we got the max of 2, that's only going to bring us to 11, so that's an automatic miss. So I think we're going to have to try to get around him. So the next Panzer, the 204, which I believe is here, he's actually going to try to fire smoke on them. And he rolls a 7, that's a failure. So that misses with the smoke. 201, which is this guy up here, he is going to actually fire smoke as well, and he rolls a 5, so he gets smoke on the 2 tanks there. All right, that's good. That'll at least block them out from getting some easy hits on us while we move. Now we got 303. He's also firing smoke. Where's 303? I think he's right there. He's under there. I think he's going to just try to fire some more smoke to get smoke on here to kind of cordon off this area from the other units to the south. Rolls a 2. Success. So, oh no, he fired it over there. Sorry. He fired it at V3. Try to cordon him off on there. Yeah, so continuing on. Now we got Rifle 201. He is up here, right there. He's actually going to fire at that H-35, try to get them to button up or get them shaken. And the H-35, he has no command. Not sure why, but it's got no command, which kind of makes sense. He'll be able to return fire, so I left it as is. Maybe a little confusion there. I don't know. But with smoke, it makes it an impossible shot after I realized, so it's not a big deal. So moving on, the mortar units in the half tracks back here now take their shots, and they're firing smoke. They're firing a 27P5, which is here. So they're just trying to refresh that smoke, and it's a success. And the second one is Q5, which is right here. They're going to fire their success, so they refresh the smoke on there. So that's all for the German fire. Now for the French. S-35-201. It's going to check for target. Rolls a 95, which I believe is closest weakest unit. So he's going to fire. The closest weakest unit would be the infantry unit here, but looking at this, it makes more sense if he's going to fire at him. He's more of a threat on there in there. So I switched him. Just using my discretion to switch him, making more sense of the battle. So his shot on 204 is just a 14% chance. So it's a very low odds. It was actually even lower for the infantry. So that's another reason why I switched over. So rolls an 83. That's a miss. And now checking other units here. This guy, the H-35 107 to the south, Checking some ranges here. He's going to do a command check. He rolls a 54, so he's going to be firing. Selecting target. Okay, he's going to select closest, strongest and nearest. So in this case, looking at this, it's going to be this Panzer IV-D 204 again. So actually, it could be 303 or 304. So I did a dice roll. Rolls an odd 5, so it's going to be 204. So he's going to target 204, who's in the open. It's a 10% chance to hit. Now he's got a tough chance between the smoke. He's moving. Yeah, I just don't think it's low odds, but trying to stop us. He rolls an 8. Wow, that's a lucky roll. So it's actually a hit. Checking now, the hit location is going to be the turret side, which is going to be a 4 to 5. Meaning that natively it doesn't penetrate, but we're going to do a variable penetration roll. Rolls a 0, which is a +1, and a 6, which is a 0, so he actually goes up to a 5 to 5. So he actually penetrates. We roll for a damage, and roll a 10. That's crazy. Knocked him out. So he is actually KO'd. So even though I put all this smoke around here and keep them moving, he gets a lucky shot and knocks them out. Didn't want that to happen. Oh well. So he is knocked out. Let me just rearrange these counters here. There we go. And move on to the next one here, which checking for command on 203. Now we're moving down to these guys down here in the corner. As I scroll down, checking 203, rolls a 62. He's got a fire command. Now, I initially looked at this and I thought I could fire at it, but then I realized later this is crossing this woods hex here, so it's going to be blocked. So he's not going to be able to fire. So I'm just going to go through this here, and he's not going to be able to fire at them, but he is going to be able to fire at these guys over here. So he realigns and looks to take a shot, and he's going to target them. And now I got to do a roll off to see which one he's going to get. Rolls a 6, so he's targeting the MG truck in there. He's got a choice. So he targets that one. 30% chance to hit because they are moving. Rolls a 72. He's a miss. So he's okay. So now I've got H-35 106 up here. He has no command, but it's a miss. He shouldn't have taken that shot. I remembered afterwards that I shouldn't have taken that shot because he wasn't fired upon. The rifle unit did not shoot at him, but there was a miss, so it was no harm, no foul. So now, checking for movement. We've got some truck movement here to try to get away. He's going to do a bog check, less than 35. He passes, so he's going to move down there. He's just backing up, so that's going to take all this movement, and that's going to be his move. And then this one over here, he's going to get out of here as well. He's going to take a move because his AT gun is gone. So he's going to head back this way. And then we're going to take a command check for S-35-202, which is down, again, down in the lower corner over there. Rolls a 66. He's going to be moving. I just figure he has no target, so given there's a battle going on, he's going to go to the sound of the battle. So he rolls a bog check, rolls a 32, just passes, so he's going to move. And we're going to actually move him up into the woods because he's going to go in the most direct route. And then we move on to the AT-07. And he's also going to move. He's just going to push his guns into the woods following the tank. And the truck is going to follow, his support truck is going to follow him here, and hopefully they can get out of the woods and maybe limber up and then reposition down the road. And there we go. So now it's the German move. So now we've got 202 up here is going to do a bog check. So I think I'm going to have him go up and around. I need to get around them to get on the flanks of the S-35, try to knock them out. So he had to do a couple bog checks here, and now he moves out there and turns and positions there. They just had a short halt, so they can't move very far. Got the other 303 moving down the road a little bit. Luckily, he's got road movement. I just want to point that out before people say, well, you know, he's got a short halt and he's got hull damage, so he should only have 1 point. But remember, he's on the road, so he's got road movement. So his road movement is actually going to be 9, halved, which gives him 4.5, and then halved again, which is going to get him down to 2 1/4 or something like that. And so that allows him to move 1-2 points into that hex. So 11 is looking potentially to fire, but he doesn't because it's just too low odds. So we've gone to some more movement. We've got the recon units starting to move out of the woods. And then here we go with some Panzer IVs from the over here that were positioned up here, covering them, moving forward to try to go after this H-35 down here. Was being a little bit of a nuisance, knocking out that other Panzer IV. So they're going to move up to try to take him on next turn. And that's going to trigger some potential overwatch. Doing some sight checks. So yeah, number 6 is going to fire. It's a low odds. This one right here, firing up here, 10% chance of hitting. Rolls a 22. That's a miss. Alright, so oops, I don't want to do that. There we go. 10% chance it's a miss. And then spotting check on them. They have fired, but unfortunately they're just out of range and nobody has a good spot on them. So it needs to be less than 5. So now number 8 is going to fire at the other Panzer. It's another 10% chance of shooting. Rolls an 89. That's a miss. So they're well out of range. So they just get a fire marker, meaning we know something has fired from there, or we may have gotten some fire from there, but it was a miss. Now looking at 12, does a fire at 301, rolls 10% chance, rolls a 20, and that's also a miss on them as well. So they've got a fire over there. All right, so now getting along for some more movement. Panzer 201. Panzer 4D 201, which I think is this guy right here. Yeah, he's going to try to move along and try to get out of the scrub. Again, he had a short halt, so he just moves the 2 hexes. And now we've got the command tanks moving in and taking their position within there. And now another recon tank moves up. That's going to be helpful to spot those other units there, hopefully, if he doesn't get killed. As well as try to take on that S-35 and H-35 in the town. So he's going to try to spot number 12 now. And he does spot him and sees that he is a fake. So that's good. And now we've got some other movement of the other Panzer IICs from our Panzer company. And now we've got some movement with the Panzer Grenadiers. We've got one of the SPW 10s, 251 10s, moving up to help support. Some of the infantry moving up. And the half tracks. And they had some bog checks in there as well. Some of them failed, so they couldn't move. But now we're just kind of moving up the rest of the Panzer Grenadier units. Try to get them behind those light trees over here. See these light trees to the south? Trying to get them positioned over here to give them a little cover before they dash for the town. Hopefully next turn, if we can knock out those 2 tanks. And just some other infantry movement. And there he goes. The 3rd platoon moved up. Alright, so now adjustment phase, we're pivoting some turrets. Repositioning for the tanks there. Yeah, a little bit of a juggle here to get those turrets facing the way I wanted it. Full cover checks, so I put 1 unit here in full cover. So he'll still be able to shoot, but you know, I just didn't want him to take shots because they're a close unit now on there. And then suppression checks, removing any suppressions or reducing them. And I don't think I had any. Oh yeah, there was 1 recovery there, 203, which I think he was in over here. He recovers. He's still in full cover. And 103 does the same thing. He's right there, right next door to him, right here. He recovers. And then the command markers are moved, and there we have it. So we continue our advance on the town. Not much success, and unfortunately a loss here with this revenge from the H-35, getting this good shot on them. Wasn't able to take out that truck, which is unfortunate, but hopefully we'll get them at later turns. My biggest problem right now is these 2 guys right here, this H-35 and S-35, just holding this town. Hopefully we can get these 2 Panzer IVs up here and here to swing around next turn to get on their flank and get a shot on them. Meanwhile, these guys will try to occupy them and keep them occupied while they move around to get flank attacks on them. These Panzer IVs down here, gonna try to take out him, this H-35 down here, as well as potentially spot these guys down to the south. These French units over here, they're moving here a little bit, and I've got to be concerned about them, coming up on the flank on the side. But hopefully I can get into the town and have that line of sight come down here to be able to take them on later on. So that's the end of turn 9, moving on to turn 10 with delaying action at Ornage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.